Highland, Indiana, just south of Indianapolis. Time now is probably 8 o'clock. No, 7:58. I find this clock on my truck it loses time, and that's a new style of a Peterbilt. And I'm empty, heading to the shipper. Check the brake, and some people are asking me what that lever does, and that's what it is. It's the hand brake for the trailer wheels. So normally when you push the brake pedal, all the brakes are applied, truck and trailer, but when you use this, only the trailer brakes are applied. Of course, it's not a good idea to use this because you're gonna lock your wheels, but I just use it for testing purposes. And why we are going this way is because I saw, okay, this is a Kenworth T660, I think, or 600. But I saw over here a very old, you see the blue one on the left side here with oversized load? I thought it was a P367. No, actually it's, yeah, you see it has a lift axle, everything, but the headlights are different. No, it's not 367. This is, it's even older. Because I find, you know, that truck kind of like looks a bit weird. It's a classic truck that's trying hard to be aerodynamic. Yeah, by the way, good news about Kenworth. That final spec he sent me, like the price was getting out of control, and I'm thinking, what the heck? I don't think it was this bad in the beginning. And so I looked at the printout the guy gave me when I met him in the dealer's office in Cambridge. And that's, if you remember, I talked about that. That's the printout where I decided to spec like a real monster truck, right? That one had white hood and 605 horsepower Cummins, and it was cheaper by about $10,000. Now wait a second, what's going on? And I look at this one. Why is this one so expensive? And yeah, we added self-steer, or as they call it in the States, self-steering axle, and that one is about $5,000 Canadian. And then we added warranty. The first spec had 300,000 miles warranty for 5 years, and then this one, the expensive one, is 500 miles. And this warranty, you know, adds a lot of money to the price. And so I emailed the guy, I apologized, and I said, you know what, I got confused. I'm sorry for wasting your time, but there's so many options. Like, I wish you guys would offer less options, you know. And the salesman rolled me back saying that, yeah, he says, sometimes I have the same feeling that there's just too many options. I say, okay, let's go back. Big hood, white hood, 15-inch cleaners. Oh look, it's even snowing. And 605 horsepower. Oh, the previous one was cut to 565. So 605 maximum. But the warranty, I don't need 500,000 miles, because I don't do that many miles. I'm not a driver, right? Like now my truck has 136,000 miles, or 218,000 kilometers. And I said, put back the non-steer traditional pusher. It's just that, you know, I know like that self-steering axle is easy on the driver. You don't have to push this button all the time, but it adds so much money, you know. And the guy said, oh, actually you don't have to apologize, you make it very interesting for me. I guess not everybody's doing such a detailed research, you know, and trying all these options, because he says you keep challenging me, you know, and it's right. It's because I've been asking him for more fuel, you know, shorter wheelbase, and I guess it actually makes it more interesting for him, because he has to be creative. He has to look at the truck, and probably it helped him learn a bit more about the truck itself and what it's capable of. And actually, so the guy was not too angry with me. But you know, with these new trucks, it's easy just to get stuck in the rut and just keep changing specs. Like, they give you one spec and you think, okay, what else can I change here now? Wait a second, you already have the spec, you have the price, just relax and let it go, right? But the thing is that when the truck is new, when you're building it on paper, that's the beauty of it. You can change anything, and often it doesn't cost a lot of money. Like, for example, one thing I'm always talking about, the axle ratio, right? The truck builder or truck seller don't care. They doesn't care if you take a 336 or 410 or 511 ratio. It's all the same money, you know. But it will, that ratio will have a dramatic impact on how your truck drives, you know. And so yeah, I said forget it. So 373s, I don't care what everybody thinks. With 6 or 5 horsepower and 2050 torque, 373 is my axle ratio. So that leaves just a tiny little detail, selling this I-65. Now it's toll bridge between Indiana and Kentucky. $10 for tractor trailers.
Welcome to Kentucky.
Thank you. That's Louisville.
Keep left to stay on I-65 South.
Entering.
Keep left to stay on I-65 South.
Shut up. Entering Louisville, Kentucky.
Keep left to stay on I-65 South.
Didn't you just say that? Jeez.
Continue on I-65 South for 6 miles.
Speed limit 50 miles per hour, Mr. Toyota. I'm always the slowest guy on the road. Police, Metro Police. He's chasing somebody, and he's speeding as well. I'm guessing 75 miles per hour. Well, I just finished loading here in Kentucky. That's what I have. Pretty big piece. Some kind of a storage container. So it's 11 feet 3 inches wide, about 13.7 tall from the ground. It's not heavy, and it's shaped as it's longer at the top. And I dropped my suspension to make it lower, and the rear tire was just right next to the ground. I don't want to, damage it, so I dropped it. So that's my secret button that lifts the rear axle. So now it's pushed in, so the axle is down, and that's my suspension. If I pull this, all the air will be out. And I see one of our other truckers over there. He's loading, see they're using the big crane, so he's loading that very long piece. And he's using an extendable trailer. And this is not heavy, just this, my paperwork says 20,000 kilo, no, 30,000 pounds. And the guy said, no, it's not that long, it's, not that heavy. What's wrong with me? It's only 15,000 pounds. Actually, the metal is pretty thin. It's a bit chilly over here. And I got here around 12 o'clock. And the funny thing is that on the way from Chicago, coming here, you cross between Central and Eastern time zone multiple amount of times. I think like 2 or 3, when I left Chicago, right, I was on Central time, then I start driving, I see my time switches. Like near Indianapolis, it was Eastern time. And then when I came here again, I look at my cell phone, which shows local time. It's 1 hour back compared to my truck clock, which is always on Eastern time. And so taking this back to Canada. And what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for permits. Because of course with an oversized load you need a permit, and they said I need an escort on 2-lane roads. So that's about, I think, 20-30 miles. Because the roads are pretty narrow here. But for now I'm just waiting for permits. And sometimes, of course, it takes more than 1 day. Well, but this is Kentucky, it's only 20 miles, so I hope they're not going to take too long. Otherwise I'll be stuck here.